Is with us this morning, and he knows all about the weather. In fact, well, I'm just trying to figure out if it's going to snow in Lavina. You're trying to figure out what's happening globally. That's quite a challenge.
Absolutely, Ed, and good morning, everybody. We've got some major changes going on in the planet. If people are wondering out there, are the storms getting bigger? Yes, they are. And there's a reason, and we're going to get into that.
Okay, now let's start off by talking a little bit about what has been happening. We've seen some of the worst storms we've seen in years. In fact, some of the storms have been related to storms we haven't seen for over 60 years.
That's right. In fact, right now, what's been going on is we have a blizzard warning, county to county, you know, right next to each other for over 1,000 miles. I have never seen that in 25 years. NASA just said yesterday that this is the biggest storm since the 50s. And this storm currently over the U.S. is over 2,000 miles wide.
Let's bring up that graphic if we've got the first one to kind of show you where the watches and warnings were yesterday. And the shaded areas basically show anywhere that we're showing any kind of wintry weather that's been moving in. And now as we see that starting to move off towards the eastern seaboard, that storm system is leaving us, but that's just been one of a series. Now, it says up there how shifting magnetics is playing a role in intensifying storms. Simon, let's talk a little about that.
Right. Well, basically something that's not mentioned a lot is that the planet is a magnetic being, in other words. And if I take this battery, Ed, and we all know a battery has a positive and a negative side to it, basically what's happening is that this battery on the planet is shifting backwards and forwards. It's oscillating. And this is very important because this is what is the main driver of causing the magnetic shift to say, okay, let's intensify these storms as this battery goes backwards and forwards. So you can imagine it's sort of revving up the engine. It's almost like we're stepping on the accelerator pedal.
Is that a normal process to see a shift in the magnetics, the polarity?
No, it's not. And everybody may have heard Tampa, Florida airport, they had to shift their airport runway lines. We've got all the birds dropping out of the sky. And, you know, obviously some people are saying that it's fireworks, this and that. But the true scientific likely theory is that the magnetics are shifting the planet so much that it's creating this trauma to, obviously, a lot of creatures out there.
Now, you and I talked before the winter season really started to kick in, and you predicted that this was going to be one of the most severe winters that we've seen in years. So far, that's come true. So what are we looking at shifting towards now?
Absolutely. Well, I forecasted near minus 30 for Billings. Now, obviously, it's blimmin' cold out there this morning, but it's not minus 30. Now, I think the worst of the winter is yet to come. We've been hearing about all the storms in the east, and we've got ice down to Brownsville Thursday night, snow in Houston this week. But the true bitter cold is yet going to come to Montana.
Okay, you heard it here first. Dr. Simon Atkins, thanks for being with us this morning. And by the way, check out Simon's website, afcrisk.com. It's very interesting, and I check it basically every day.
Beautiful. Thanks very much, Ed.